Buggos 2, the Steam demo. So this game is going to release apparently in the next quarter, so the next 3-ish months. That's what the Steam page says anyway. But this is the Steam demo, and basically, when I first saw this game, within the first 10 seconds, I was just like, I need this game. This is exactly what I'm looking for, and it's great. I really like it. I don't mean to like rag on other games, but if you've played quite a few indie games, maybe you've got kind of like the same feeling I have now, which is kind of a bit of a exhaustion of seeing cards and roguelite mechanics and, I mean, not that those are bad things. They're really fun they're really fun, but like there's such a thing as too much, and it just gets old after a bit. So this is so fresh from me. This is just great. And so, if you didn't know, this game is it's basically StarCraft 2, where you're playing as the Zerg, building up a great big swarm of, well, buggos, to go in and destroy the disgusting humans. And so the basic premise is you have these hive buildings that produce these brown little dudes that are workers, and the workers go around and they construct the other buildings that you need. And so you have some buildings that do things like produce little weak swarming units that you want to get a lot of, or the strategy that I go for is usually warriors, which are a bit of a tougher beetle looking little guys, and some spitters, which are the ranged ones, little pink ones, and they're kind of a nice little synergy, I think. So I tend to go with them, but there's lots of other ones. There's some long range ones that like fire missiles basically, and the other important building is the little egg sac thingies, these little cocoons. Those give you increased unit capacity basically. So you're limited on how many units you can have at any one point in time. Kind of just like the the unit cap in StarCraft as well, but that kind of affects how big your army can be, how powerful you are basically. So you want to increase that as much as you can, and you do that by building the little egg sacs as well as some upgrades, but that's down the road from here. And so, as I was playing, I started to think about what features, what changes would I like to see in this game, what improvements or enhancements. And I was starting to think about the first thing that came to mind was it'd be cool if you had the bugs and humans have like little reactions, like um, when a bug sees a human for the first time, it kind of changes into a threat, an attack posture. Like it like rears up a little bit, it sort of bares its teeth or something, and it kind of gets like a little speed increase. It goes a little bit faster, to hunt that human. And you might be able to see there's like little scientist humans. There's like kind of like the baseline humans, I guess. But it'd be cool if those like the first time they see a bug, they're actually like, oh yikes! They like do a little exclamation mark among their heads and kind of like run away with their arms in the air. That'd be really cool, having that little interaction of the bugs like hungry for the humans and the humans just terrified that these things exist in this world. And sort of building off that idea, I was thinking like it'd be cool if because when you play this game, it's kind of a bit like the humans are really hard to break at first. They've got really good defenses, but then you kind of get a bit of a wedge and you kind of crack some of their walls. You kind of kill a few buildings, and then it's almost just downhill from there. Well, not entirely, no, but it's well balanced. But um, it does get easier once you get past that first like hurdle, the first big defense. And so I was thinking, kind of in line with that reaction, it'd be cool if like the humans start the game basically believing that there's no bugs around. They're all like sauntering around really slow, really lazy, not really building many soldiers yet, just kind of wandering around thinking, oh, isn't this a nice place to live or something like that? And then they see a bug and like they start to go into alert. They're like, oh, whoops, there's bugs here, yikes. And they start to produce a bit more. They start to ramp up their defenses again. The soldiers start to like get into line or move up to the border of the defenses or whatever. And then like I was saying earlier, it gets a bit you can start to just absolutely crush them towards the end of the game. What if instead once like you've defeated like over half of the human defenses, all of a sudden they get like a panic boost. They decide, oh yikes, man, this is really bad, and they like just produce at a way faster rate than they were before, trying to last ditch effort to try and just get you away from them and stop you as in any way possible. Another line of thinking I've had is it'd be cool if the terrain, the cave walls of the level was more varied, if it could change over the course of the game. Like if you had some soft walls that you could build a special beetle that digs through them or something and like open up more space or create a kind of backdoor tunnel into the human bases. Or alternatively, if you could build like your own kind of barricades, your own little fence, like the way the humans build them, just like across a path, maybe to stop the humans from attacking you from a particular direction, just for a little bit, so you can crush one side and then you can let them open that up and then move into the next one. But don't let me give you the wrong idea. I really do like this game. It's really fun. The constant swarm of bugs throwing themselves against the human defenses in a kind of endless battle of just sheer brutality. It's great. It's great fun. Really recommend it.